It's 1998, and in a secluded island village, a spirited girl sits on a sandy beach, reveling in the joys of a simple life. But within the walls of her childhood abode, she faced the haunting specter of her father's relentless battle with the bottle. Her father's struggle with alcohol led to tense and frightening Fridays, as his arrival home commanded everyone's attention. Outside of home, her father's heritage as a descendant of a poor Irish community, often subjected to derogatory names, casting a shadow over her last name, Fenty. This, coupled with her light skin shade, made her a target of bullying at school. The hurtful words and actions of her peers left her feeling unloved and unaccepted during her formative years. And yet, in the depths of her despair, she vowed to forge her own path, determined to break free from the shackles that threatened to dim her spirit. Little did she know that her very name, Fenty, would one day become synonymous with one of the world's most renowned luxury brands, propelling her to unimaginable heights as the wealthiest female musician. The girl is Rihanna, who became a billionaire in 2022 at the age of 34, with an estimated net worth of $1.4 billion, surpassing other greats such as Madonna, Céline Dion, and Beyoncé, making her the richest female musician, and the second richest musician after Jay-Z. But it's not her music that made her so wealthy. The bulk of her fortune comes from the value of Fenty Beauty, a cosmetic brand she co-owns with LVMH. This is the story of Rihanna's rise to riches and the iconic brand she forged, Fenty Beauty. Born in Barbados, Robin Rihanna Fenty, widely known as Rihanna, grew up in a modest 3-bedroom bungalow alongside her half-brothers and half-sisters. She sold clothes on the street with her father, an abusive man who struggled with addictions to alcohol. Bullied her entire school life for her looks, Rihanna sought an escape from her violent childhood. After recognizing her star potential, American songwriter Evan Rogers arranged for her to travel to the United States for a demo. With her first radio hit, Pon de Replay, Rihanna's music career took off. Over the past 15 years, she has realized 8 studio albums, selling a collective total of 60 million copies worldwide. Tracks like We Found Love, Love the Way You Lie, and Diamonds became global hits, earning her 9 Grammy Awards and the title, the most viewed female artist. Rihanna has always had a knack for entrepreneurial endeavors, such as founding a record label called Westbury Road in 2005, releasing her first fragrances, Reb Le Fleur, in 2011, her second fragrance, Rebelle, the following year, co-owning the music streaming service Tidal in 2015, and launching the beauty and styling agency Frame. But her most significant breakthrough came with Fenty Beauty. Despite her last album released in 2016 and a 4-year break from public performances, Rihanna's transition from a musician into a business mogul has propelled her net worth to surpass $1 billion and cemented her reputation as a businesswoman. Fenty Beauty stands as a testament to her entrepreneurial prowess, solidifying her status as one of the select few musicians with a net worth exceeding $1 billion. Fenty was launched in 2017 by partnering with LVMH, a fashion conglomerate which owns Louis Vuitton, Fendi, Christian Dior, Moet and Chandon, and many others, with the conglomerate taking a 50.01% stake while Rihanna held on to 49.99%. LVMH brought in $35 million to the table, and Rihanna matched that amount with an in-kind contribution. An in-kind contribution is an equity increase that is not in cash, meaning Rihanna put in $35 million worth of intangible assets like her time, effort, and name into the brand rather than cash. Fenty Beauty became a viral success, generating an estimated $550 million in the first year, and the company is currently valued at $2.8 billion. It was also named in Time magazine's list of the 25 best inventions in 2017, alongside NASA's Martian spacecraft InSight, Apple's iPhone X, Nike's Pro Hijab, and the Tesla Model 3.
It's a cosmetics line for people of color.
Fenty found disruptive success because Rihanna based the vision of the brand on her own personal experience with makeup as a black woman. Historically, the beauty industry has predominantly catered to a specific type of person, neglecting the diverse needs of others. Although there were darker shades available from major brands, the shades did not span evenly across the spectrum and offered little choice for people of color. These brands were not promoting or capitalizing on the inclusive range they had, nor did they have people of color behind the brand who understood darker skin tones. For years, these cosmetic brands fed the consumers a false narrative, claiming that it was too difficult to have wider tone range because there wasn't enough demand or because it was chemically hard to create a darker foundation with consistent quality. Fenty's launch was unprecedented at the time, for not only its inclusion of 40+ shades, but the sheer variety also. From the beginning, the brand built products for a huge and underserved market and catered to all skin tones, seamlessly transitioning from the lightest to the darkest shades, creating something for everyone. Because they had a shade for almost every skin tone, it was the most natural-looking foundation on the market for many people, and so it aligned perfectly well into the no makeup trend and became a go-to product for a lot of people.
Both men and women and non-binary people of all gender appropriations and the pronouns, everyone is included.
Fenty Beauty's debut sparked a transformative shift in the beauty industry, defying the notion that expanding shade ranges is financially risky. The brand's groundbreaking success challenged the status quo and demonstrated that embracing diversity is not only ethically essential, but also a profitable business strategy. The overwhelming success of Fenty prompted a ripple effect within the industry called the Fenty effect, which compelled other brands to respond to consumer demands for inclusivity. Major players swiftly introduced expanded shade ranges in an attempt to regain market share lost to Fenty. Although it's a positive for customers to have more options, these sudden changes from profit-driven companies were perceived as opportunistic and inauthentic. While it's undeniable that Rihanna's star power and the backing of luxury goods giant LVMH played a significant role in Fenty's success, not every beauty venture with celebrity endorsements and big-name partnerships hits the market like Fenty did right out of the gate. Take, for example, Drew Barrymore's Flower Beauty. Despite its impressive longevity, Flower Beauty reportedly generates around $50 million in annual revenue after almost a decade on the market. Fenty did double that revenue in basically a month. As we see more celebrities and creators venturing into entrepreneurship, a common pitfall is the assumption that a large following guarantees the success of any product they launch. They're right to some extent, but to build a brand that is truly bigger than the creator themselves, the product needs to be truly unique and a movement in itself. I believe Fenty has the potential to outlast its association with Rihanna and become a renowned brand on its own. However, the same may not be said for ventures like Mr. Beast's Beastables or Logan Paul's Prime, which could remain closely tied to their respective creators. To put it into other words, Fenty would have succeeded regardless of Rihanna. Although all brands are businesses that we have a transactional relationship with, some brands have a special place in our hearts, going beyond mere transactions to evoke a sense of connection, loyalty, and even love. But what is it that draws us to them? What makes us embrace them as part of our lives and remain devoted to them? The answer lies in the profound connection these brands establish with their audience, reaching a level that transcends typical brand-consumer relationships. They possess an authentic brand purpose that resonates with our deepest desires. One effective framework for understanding and building brands is through brand archetypes. These archetypes provide insights into how brands fulfill specific human needs and desires. By embodying a recognizable character type, brands become relatable and accessible to audiences who share the same values. There are 12 distinct archetypes that serve as blueprints for successful brand characterization. Take Apple, for instance. It embodies the creator archetype, fueling its drive with the free flow of creativity within certain parameters of control. This archetype resonates with brands and companies that prioritize self-expression, imagination, and innovative thinking. Found predominantly in the fields of art, design, technology, and marketing, the creator archetype thrives on pushing boundaries and embracing imaginative ideas. The Outlaw brand archetype embodies rebellion, nonconformity, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. These brands defy traditional norms and disrupt established industries, capturing the attention and admiration of those who seek something different and daring. Fenty embraces the spirit of the Outlaw archetype. This archetype comes down to authenticity. Fenty isn't a celebrity endorsement or a licensing deal to cash in on fame to drive awareness. Its heart and soul is Rihanna. Inclusivity, with her vision, beauty for all, wasn't treated as a selling point by the brand, but rather a principal value which shifted the beauty landscape. When Fenty burst onto the beauty scene, it defied industry standards by addressing the lack of inclusivity in the beauty world. It refused to conform to the traditional beauty standards that had long ignored the needs of diverse consumers. The Fenty effect set a new precedent for inclusivity, and by doing so, it created a tribe of loyal supporters who appreciate its authenticity. The brand's rebellious spirit resonates with those who have felt excluded or overlooked by the beauty industry, forging a deep connection and fostering a sense of belonging. Fenty faced its first controversy in 2019 when it launched a highlighter named Geisha Chic. The name of the highlighter prompted immediate backlash from several of the company's fans, who accused the brand of being insensitive towards the Asian community. A geisha is a Japanese woman who entertains guests through talents including dance, music, and singing. Whether Japanese people find the term offensive or not, the term geisha in the West is quite misunderstood because of Orientalism fetishization and subsequent of a misogynistic misrepresentation within Western media. Following the criticism, Fenty Beauty removed the highlighter from sale and kept it unavailable until the shade's name was changed to Ruby Riches. This resolved the issue, and many people praised Fenty Beauty for issuing such a quick and apologetic response. The brand image was not tarnished, and sales continued to soar even through the pandemic. Rihanna's success in Fenty can be boiled down into these 4 factors. First, Rihanna had been trying her hand at business since she launched her first fragrance. Through a mix of successes and setbacks, she gained valuable insights that ultimately informed Fenty's success. Second, she identified a gap in the market by recognizing the lack of inclusivity in the beauty industry and addressed it for a large, forgotten audience. Third, Fenty's authenticity in catering to diverse consumers and challenging traditional beauty standards set a new precedent, resonating with a wide audience and creating a loyal following. Fourth, Rihanna's 50-50 partnership with LVMH, a renowned fashion conglomerate, not only provided the brand with support and credibility, but played a pivotal role in propelling her to billionaire status within just a few years. In contrast, the Air Jordan partnership between Michael Jordan and Nike, while lucrative for both parties, involved a 5% licensing deal that earned Jordan an average of $10 to $15 per sale, ultimately benefiting Nike more than Jordan. If you're interested in a deal between Michael Jordan and Nike, you can watch a video we made here. And if you found this video educational or interesting, let me know by commenting. Thank you for watching, and subscribe for more business-related videos.